It was just so shocking. I never expected this to happen. I was just feeling like numb or like not there.
Miguel Lopez grew up in Guadalajara, Mexico. At the age of 12, his parents brought him to the United States along with his sister Mariela and brother Jesus Alberto, Beto for short.
I didn't want to come over here. My brother didn't, my sister didn't. But at that age, we didn't really understand what was going on. I understood that like at that time we weren't doing well economically. And that was the main reason that pushed us to come over here. My uncles were like, yeah, there's a lot of work over here. Y'all can come over here and stuff.
The Lopez children grew up in Chicago, graduated from high school there, but they were considered illegal immigrants.
And they also did ask if they wanted to hear feedback about doing it I'm a community organizer. I guess the question is anybody want to take it on? What we do is we fight against deportations and the criminalization of black and brown neighborhoods and undocumented neighborhoods. April 4th.
They are Americans in their heart, in their minds, in every single way but one, on paper.
Back when Obama was the president, students were organizing across the country and doing sit-ins in Obama offices. And eventually he signed an executive order when DACA became a thing. The DACA benefits about 700,000 people in the US.
The program called Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA, allows young people who come to the U.S. as children to get temporary legal status.
What this program gives you, you get a work permit and you get protection from deportation for 2 years, which is you have to renew every 2 years.
Younger brother Beto had also received this status, but he had not renewed.
In May of 2019, my brother, he went with his friends to celebrate his birthday actually, to a camping trip, I believe to Colorado.
I like the nature, so over there were we heard some big mountains, and there is some big mountains. Around the evening, so we started driving back and it was like 16 hours. And by the time we were in Iowa, it was like around 12, close to 1 a.m. We were going 8 miles per hour higher than the speed limit. I was in the back seat. I was sleeping, I didn't know. They took us to jail and we had to pay a fine to like just bond out. So I was already like getting my wallet, my keys, all stuff. They told me, wait, you have a call from him. You have a call. They didn't tell me from who. I'm like, oh. So yeah, I picked up the phone and it was immigration. When I was walking out the door, there was a guy already waiting for me with the handcuffs. Like, oh, you're under ICE custody? So once I got released from jail, I went back to being in prison.
We were expecting him to be back here on a Sunday. It was Monday already and he was not back, and we were just wondering like, I wonder what's going on. And then I was getting to work that day, the day that he called me. That phone call, I mean, he sounded really sad. He was like, don't worry about it, but I mean, we were crying. He was crying, I was crying, and it was just painful.
I was cold, hungry. I didn't know what's gonna happen, you know? I don't know how long or nothing.
I don't know, it was really, really weird feeling that I had never experienced before, of like being there, but mentally and spiritually not being there. It was really hard. We thought that this was gonna be like a short fight, hopefully, you know, because he's eligible to renew DACA, but that was not the case. ICE did everything in their hands to like not let him lose.
I went to 4 different facilities actually, all throughout my detention.
We went 3 times in total to courts.
Buenas tardes, aquí estamos después de varias horas de la corte de fianza de Beto.
There was 2 times that we went to courts in Omaha.
A todas las personas que han estado apoyando.
And 1 to Minnesota recently.
My brother has been in detention for more than 8 months.
As soon as we have a hearing date, really right away we start the working. So it's like we have to draft language to send emails here in locally that can support whether financially or if that they want to come with us in the trip. We also create language for a fundraiser for people to help us make ends meet for the trip. And I think it's important to rename that ICE have the discretion to release them without like any judge order or anything. If they wanted to, they could have released them way before this.
Months pass. As the community continued to call for his release, Beto and his family filed a federal lawsuit against the U.S. government.
This is part of the DACA program. It's a rule they're bound to follow. And that rule is if you qualify for DACA, you've gotten it in the past, and so you'd be renewing or applying for it again, they are supposed to consider letting you out. The reason it's important that they let you out is that you can't get a new DACA grant while you're still detained. If you want to get that grant, you have to be released first. You know, if you read one of the bajillion letters folks have written for him, is a hard worker, someone who supports his family, someone with a lot of ties in Chicago, someone who has shown up to court, and he's certainly not a danger to anybody.
You know, we told my brother, like, there's always a chance that you could be released, there's always a chance that we can lose and that you might be deported. Holding on to that little, sometimes it was little, sometimes it was a lot, the hope that we had. But yeah, I mean, there was days that like, oh my God, like, you know, you think about giving up, but then it's like, no, let's keep up the fight.
I know as a human, we all have to adapt anywhere, you know? Like, we're gonna have to find a way to survive, so.
In February 2020, 9 months after Beto was arrested, a glimmer of hope.
I got a call from the attorney and she's like, hey, we have news, Beto got bond. And I was like, oh my God. You know, it was so happy. It was such a happy moment. And then she told me the amount is like, she said it for $25,000. I was like, yeah, it's just nonsense. It's like, I have no idea. You know, it's like, why it's so high? So we decided to put up this online fundraiser, and within less than 24 hours, we were able to meet our goal. We asked for 10,000. We got a total of close to 12,000. So that was amazing. And it also showed, you know, like the amount of support that this case has. And yeah, it was just beautiful.
Yeah. Pues mi nombre es Jesús Alberto Lopez Gutiérrez.
I think I did pretty good to be 9 months. You could say I became mentally stronger because over there you had to like stick to it, like, you know, like no matter what, you know. Me as a single guy, I'm lucky because I didn't have that pressure of like So you have to support your family.
Aquí yo creo que ningún estado tiene.
There was other people that were worse than my situation. You just can't, give up. We have to keep trying.
Es que me puse bien flaca.
We just have to go through this hard one, these hard times.
Beto's fate is still uncertain as he waits for a decision on his DACA renewal. Even if he wins, President Trump said he wants to end DACA. The future of the program, affecting 700,000 people, is now in the hands of the U.S. Supreme Court.
As a kid, sometimes we don't have no choice. I would say that your borders are all mental. There's not a physical border that separates us, As humans, we're all part of this earth, part of this planet.